This is my first time going down to the Wilderness Riders Buffalo Ranch and Adventure Park. Where I'm staying at here is the Heaven's Doors cabins. They're small cabins. They're about 3 miles away from the park, and you're allowed to ride on the road to them. Well, I went down for 2 days. The first day, it rained all day. It let up a few times. It wasn't too bad. But there's a couple of auxiliary entrances you can go in if you've already paid and signed a waiver, which I did the day before. This is one of them. It's called the old truck entrance, so that's what I went in there, so I didn't have to just drive on the road all the way down to the main entrance, which is about 3 miles. This wasn't so far from where I was at. And the trails were not too bad. I mean, they weren't rutted out real bad, and it was raining, so dust wasn't a problem. And for as wet as it was, I didn't really get that muddy. Now here's one of the first points of interest I came to. They have several of them. This is the Wedding Bale Rock, they call it. And you walk out there on this rock slab that's on the side there, and you got a pretty good view around. Here's some of the pictures from standing out there on the rock. But that was the first thing I came. They have a lot of stuff marked for falls and stuff. There's a lot of waterfalls, and there's a picture of my razor. Well, not too far from there, you can come to the hole in the rock waterfalls, which was kind of neat. The falls has ate through a rock slab, a round hole through it, and it's right next to the trail, so you don't have to really hike down anywhere. I just pull up here and park, and then walk over there and take some pictures of it. That's the hole in the rock falls. You could climb down farther down below it if you wanted to. I didn't. It had been raining. Everything was slick. But yeah, you can climb down underneath it and everything. And one of the things about this place is they do have some cattle, and they have a bison, buffalo herd. So there are a few gates that you can go through. If the gate's closed when you come to it, you can open it, go through, but you need to close the gate. Well, that's the one thing that kind of bad if you're by yourself. So you have to get out, open the gate, get back in, drive through, get back out, close the gate, and then go on. So it's kind of a pain in the ass if you're by yourself. But it's just the way it is. Then I came up to a place called the Boxley Overlook and the Coffee Break Rock. They're right next to each other. So right there, straight ahead, is on that rock outcrop out there is the Boxley Overlook, which, well, I think that would be a pretty good if you was earlier in the spring or in the fall, but the trees are growed up around it and blocked out the view pretty good on it, so there's better times to go to it. But right over beside that, going down, is the Coffee Break Rock, And it is out in the open where you can see. You have to take a little path down it. It isn't too far. But, I mean, you got a little bit of a step down here at the beginning. And, you know, like I said, it's been raining the whole time I've been there. So it's a little slick. But it's just a short walk down to it. That's it. This is it here, and it does have a clear view around it. And this is coming up, and this is right at the top. But it's kind of stair-stepped. But still, when it's wet, it can be a little slick. And then there's my ride again. And it let off raining part of the time it rained. I stayed fairly dry. I tell you what, I sure love having that wiper now. I'm going to put up another video of day 2, and it didn't rain that day, and I went to several falls and stuff on it. This is that was another rock overlook. Now I'm getting late in the day, and this is the Leprechauns Falls. Now this was a pretty good walk. You have to get down to the bottom of the falls to really see it. Well, it was raining lightly, and like an idiot, I said, well, I'll walk down there. Well, it took me 5 minutes to walk down this trail. And it's raining lightly, and the trail's a little slick, and it's not super bad. And I get down there, and it's worth the walk if the falls is flowing, which they are when I was there. But I could have went down even farther. But when I got down to where I stopped going, started hearing some thunder, and then it just came a downpour. Well, it took me 5 minutes to walk down there. It probably took me close to 15 minutes to get back up. Water was running down the trail I walked down, and it was slicker and snot, and I just got soaked. But it's a neat falls. It's a series of cascading falls coming down. But yeah, it rained hard on me here. If you couldn't have picked a worse spot for me to be for a downpour. But it's a neat falls, that's for sure. I finally get back up, get going, and everything's soaked so bad. The glass is fogging up on the inside, can't see very good. So I'm calling it a day. So I'm just figuring out the best way to go back. Because I am drenched. There ain't nothing that's not soaked on me now. And, you know, here's getting out in the rain and opening the gate. I had to go through a couple of gates when I was leaving. But they do have a pasture that had some cows in it, and they also have a big herd of buffalo which had got out because a tree had fell down, and they were still trying to round them up, and they were having babies out after they got out. They did have five bulls that they kept separated, and I did put some pictures of them at the end. But here, this is the main entrance. I'm coming out to the road. This gravel road, county road, takes about 3 miles. It's a little less than 3 miles, I think, to get down to the cabins, the Heavens Door cabins, which where I was staying. And This is the entrance to it. It's a nice little cabin. I mean, they even have Wi-Fi for you there and stuff. It's a little pricey, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And here's some. I put these pictures of the buffalo. They're pretty nice. You can get pretty close. They say not to get too close to them. There's a bird. I don't know what kind of bird this is. He was just sitting on top. Didn't seem to bother him. But anyways, I threw a couple pictures of the buffalo in there.